Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, and hopefully a few future Mumrads. I'm Littlefinger, sharing a little more knowledge with you today. This time I'm doing a full tank review on the SU-85B. You can see it here in the garage. It is a Russian Tier 4 tank destroyer. Obviously no turret on it, very light armor. Has decent mobility, especially on turning movements, and it has a pretty good gun on it too. But I'll be honest, I hate this tank. Tech tree. Take a look at just where we are here at the top here. SU-85B goes to the 85 and then the 100, and then splits off here into two different lines. The SU-152, ISU-152, etc. have huge, fun, derpy guns, big damage. The SU-100s, 101, 122, etc. are much faster and mobile. Have not gone down that line yet, but looking to do that. Let's take a quick look. I do run this with camouflage, typical tank destroyer setup here. So repair kit, multi-purpose restoration pack, and adrenaline. Provisions, running all three. Protective kit, condensed milk, and standard fuel. Ammunition, don't really need too much in the way of APCR on this. Penetration values are pretty good there. You can see here 98 to 162 is your average, and then it goes up to 128 to 212 on the APCR. Equipment, I'm running this as a standard setup here for my TDs, which includes the gun rammer, so you can obviously get a few more shots in there. The camouflage net and the binoculars, obviously both of those you do have to be stationary for those to be engaged. Let's pull up the comparison and see how this compares to the other Tier 4 TDs. So here's our spreadsheet comparing the Tier 4 tank destroyers. At 430 hit points, it's right in line there, just a little bit below average. The hull armor 25 is next to horrible. Weight is fairly light tank at 12.6 tons, and engine horsepower is 216. Doesn't have a great top speed at 43 kilometers, but it has a really nice traverse, which is good. This tank obviously can turn very fast. Now, the reason I probably hate this tank is for the next category. Gun depression, -5, +7. You can't play this on hills, so it makes it very difficult as far as staying cover with your horrible armor and getting shots in. And then when you are stationary, your arc aim is only 11 degrees, meaning you can only move the gun left or right 11 degrees without moving the tank. Obviously, that takes away the binocs and the camo net if you do move. So moving down to the bottom there, you can see a lot of green, and that's the good side of this tank. AP penetration 130, 17 with the APCR, 170 with the APCR, 44 with the HE. Right in line there at 200 damage with those shots. What's really nice about this gun is a 7.8 rate of fire, which works out to be approximately 1560 DPM. Obviously, that's if every shot lands, which you'll see in the gameplay video doesn't always happen. Plus, with an aim time of 4.9 seconds and always having to move, makes this tank, in my opinion, really difficult to play. And obviously, they're at 0.9 on the credit coefficient. You're not making as much money as some of the other TDs. So I think this tank is more of a necessary evil to get to the bigger and better SU-152, etc. tanks. So anyway, let's look at some gameplay. Okay, first game here on Black Goldville, bottom tier. Basically going to use this game as an example of why I have issues with this tank. Obviously sped up here a little bit as we get into position. Team had called right, so I'm going to go ahead and oblige them and push on right and get as far back as I can and get set and get my camo net and binoculars working. So I'm going to push up, kind of a little bit hidden behind this mound. You can see there now we've got the camo net and binoculars, and here comes a couple tanks. I'm going to pull out, get a shot in here, and then just back behind the hill while I reload. And you can see he's sliding behind the rock there and missed that shot. With that aim time, you know, you're going to miss out on a lot of shots, and it's quite frustrating. You see that shot, I mean, that hit the bottom of the tracks. Wasn't even close. And we were lucky to get that one off. So a little bit of frustration here with the gun. Missed 2 shots. Well, didn't do any damage with 2 shots. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my head out again. And you look at this long aim time. Get a shot, pull back. This game is really dependent upon your team helping you out, getting spots so you can stay back a little bit. See, we missed that shot right there. So I've only got 2 spotted on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and push. We'll go ahead and take care of these. I figure the other team must be on the other side of the map, and was a little concerned that they might be closing in on me. So we saw the Hetzer shoot there, so I've got time to wait and get my shot in. And sure enough, there's one of them. So we're just going to push on around here. Speeding this up as we drive to these other 2 tanks. It is quite mobile for a tank, but the real downside is this aim time of almost 5 seconds. Managed to get him in the track. I do take a shot from my pleasure there, and team finishes him off while he's tracked. So overall, not a horrible game. 2 kills, 816 damage. You know, I like to see the damage more like 1,000 on these tanks, but we'll take that. That was a good team. Okay, so next game I'm going to show you here is on Himmelsdorf as bottom tier. We got a lot of TDs. Not a good makeup for this map. I was expecting everyone to go to the rails, but they chose basically to go straight to cap. And so you can imagine how this game works out. But I'm going to come around to the building here, get halfway out, and just sit, let camo net, my binoculars, and wait it out. Nothing comes. They've gone to base. So I'm going to push. They've obviously gone to the rails. Now, I strongly recommend not sitting on top of mounds like this. You're extremely exposed, and you can see here I take a shot even before my light bulb went off. But since my light bulb is off, I am going to relocate. Unfortunately, I hit the side and not the front of the PZ there, so didn't do any damage either. So I took a shot with nothing to show for it. But luckily we're able to get around here. He's focused on the other tank that are in the base, and teammate goes ahead and finishes them off. They've got 2 on the other side. I'm going to try to stick around here and get a shot in. I don't even know where that came from. But yeah, I took a shot there again going up a hill. So lesson learned here, avoid the hills. Now I'm going to relocate since I've been spotted. That's one of the things this tank does well, is its maneuverability. Obviously, these TDs don't do well on these really crowded maps with all of these buildings. So get one shot in here, pull back. Leo's come over, so we're in trouble. Trade shots here, and I'm down to a 1 shot. And go ahead and shoot and ricochet, and of course he takes me out. just our one lonely Hetzer left here. You can see he flubs his shot on the Leo and then just gets wrecked. One of the really annoying things, obviously, with the TD is your inability here to basically do anything. But like I was saying, the SU-85B cannot carry, especially as bottom tier, and it is extremely team dependent. 820 damage there, but you can see the rest of the team didn't do anything. So you're going to have games like that are quite frustrating. Now, switching over to Rockfield as the top tier. I'm going to go ahead and push left. This map is much better for this tank. Just seems like it's a lot bigger, a lot more areas for TDs to set up. Just seeing if anyone peeks around the corner there. Just being patient. Don't want to be at the back of the line last tank, so I'm going to go ahead and relocate with the rest of the team here. And we'll just let that camo net and binoculars take hold here and get a nice shot into the Matilda. Since I was spotted, I went ahead and moved around and wanted to relocate. But now you can see here I've got long views, not spotted. And even at this distance, the tank has a good shot there. We get the Hetzer. The SU is in trouble, so I was going to go help him. And you can see it does move pretty well. And we've got a Hetzer showing its side. I'm going to switch over to APCR and get a nice shot in there. Fairly accurate shot that was. But just using these rocks to hide behind as I reload. You can see here, line up this shot, be real patient, get the shot in, and then drive forward right behind this rock. And on my way down, I don't realize that this rock sticks out quite that much. Smash. Drunk driving. So we're up 5-on-2 here. That Matilda's still out there, I know that. Just trying to get out of everyone's way here and just move on in. You've done a good job keeping the hit points to the end of the game, which is key. Take a couple shots there, but you can see my shot landed. And he is one shot now. Go ahead and finish that one off on the move. And now it's just the Matilda, which obviously I'm on APCR here. I don't want to have any issues, so get the first shot in. Obviously he's got a fast reload, so I'll drop adrenaline. You can see he shoots me about 3 times there, but we managed to drop almost 400 damage in 2 shots. So not a bad game. Like I said, it's much better suited for those long shooting alleys. 1,500 damage there, 2 kills. Okay, here's another good example. Middleburg, bottom tier. I'm calling for the team to go left. I think this is always the best strategy unless your team has 7 heavies on it or something. But you can see those M4s look like they're running down. So I'm going to stay back. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the corner here, set up, get the binoculars on. On a ridge here, I can pull back. Worst case scenario, I might take 1 or 2 shots, but got the camo net. I'm pretty certain I'll see them before they see me. But the team has spotted the Reds going through town. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around here and try to hold off the flank a little bit. Got a nice shot in there. Had to be a little patient waiting for that 85 to get around. Was going to try to get the DW, but he went behind the building. There's 2 targets there, and I take a huge shot from that PZ-34. So obviously I don't, as I stressed before, like sitting on top of hills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to relocate much further away. I'm going to get out of their view range. So we'll come around here to the other side, still on top of the hill, and we should have some good shots down here. See, we get a nice shot. And he's spinning like a top over there, not sure why. I'll drop another shot onto him. It's going to go behind the building. That T-25 is backing up. Another nice shot there. Not very accurate, but I was lucky to still hit it. We're leading it a little bit here. Get another nice shot as he goes behind the building. The B1 now is moving out slowly. We'll get another nice shot. The team finishes him off. But you can see here now that I'm much further away, not in line of sight. I can just keep the aiming and finish these guys off quite quickly. So now it's just mop up time. Finish off the PZ-34. A little bit payback there for that big shot he gave me. And then the M4's on the run. You can see the horrible gun arc elevation there as I was going down the hill. But we managed to get a shot in and the team finished them off. So ended up with, I believe it was 1,594 damage, which was only good for level 2. So you really got to pump out some damage in this tank to get mastery. I was unable to do it today. So my verdict here is that this is a very difficult tank to play. It wasn't very fun, just because of the inability to carry games. So anyway, I would recommend just moving along once you get this one and work your way up to the SU-152, which is probably one of my favorite TDs. So have fun out there, guys. Stay safe. Get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.